Good morning and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in today. As always, appreciate you. If it is your first time in Story Time, I hope you enjoy it. You have picked a great book. There are many great ones, but this one is definitely one of those up there. How to Read a Story by Kate Messner and illustrated by Mark Siegel. Good morning to you and welcome. Please, as always, let us know where you're joining in from and who indeed is joining in with you. Welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much. I hope you're having yourself a beautiful Tuesday and of course a great start to the week. Good morning to you and let us know where you are. Thank you so much. And of course, this week we are learning a lot of life lessons, and yesterday we had the chance to go through one of those, and we were learning about patience and also the power to persuade. Yes, indeed, using reason and evidence to persuade somebody. Very, very important topics indeed. And today we're here, How to Read a Story by Kate Messner and illustrated by Mark Siegel. And of course, we are reading this one with permission of our great support, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Good morning to you and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, as always, good morning to you, Madalena Iron and Tudo out in San Francisco. I am glad you are here as always. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Tudo, I hope your day is off to a beautiful start. Thank you so much for joining in today. Amanda West, good morning to you out in Illinois. How are you doing today? Sarah and Nathan, good morning to you. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in, and you say happy first day of December. Yes, indeed, December 2020. This year, it's been long, but it's also flown by. And yes, ready for the new year. Absolutely. Good morning to you. Thank you, Sarah and Nathan, and for that beautiful reminder as well. Lynette Marie, good to see you back. How are you doing? And Quincy in Marin, good morning to you. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Good to see you back here, buddy. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope school and everything is going well. I am so happy to see you here today. Good morning to you, Quincy, and of course Lynette as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Harmony Beth, good morning to you. How are you doing today? I hope you are ready for How to Read a Story by Kate Messner and illustrated by Mark Siegel. And of course, this one we're reading with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Please get cozy, get comfortable, and get ready for our story today, wherever you're joining us from. Ellen Edwards in Chicago, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining in. Good to hear that it is a good morning, Ellen. Good morning to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, indeed, out in Chicago. Ellen, good morning. And I hope you're ready for today's story and find out what we can do, how we can go about reading those stories. Thank you so much. And Braveman Gifts, Lucy and Wally, good morning to you. I have missed you. Good to see you back. Thank you so much for joining in. I am glad you're here. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining in. And Lucy, what are you up to today? Please do share. All right. Of course, Lucy and Wally, one more time. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Right on time. And we're going to be getting started with our story for today. Yes, indeed. All right. Here we go. This one is called How to Read a Story by Kate Messner and illustrated by Mark Siegel. And we're reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. All right, enjoy. Step 1, find a story, right? A good one. It can have princesses and castles, if you like that sort of thing, or witches and trolls, as long as they're not too scary. Step 1, done. Step 2, find a reading buddy. A good one. A buddy can be older or younger, or a person of your age, or maybe not a person at all. Sometimes those are the best listeners, right? Make sure your reading buddy is nice and snuggly, and make sure you both like the book. If you don't agree, go back to step 1. Sometimes it takes a few tries to find just the right book. Step 3, find a cozy reading spot. Oh, I have a cozy reading spot. One is right here, and there's one on my couch as well, the other one. Find a cozy reading spot. Outside is fun, but not if it's very cold, unless you have thick woolen blankets and hats and scarves and cups of steaming hot cocoa. Oh, delicious. And not if it's very hot either, unless you have trees to shade you from the sun, a hammock to catch cool breezes, and tall glasses of icy lemonade. Oh, I want that. Inside is good. Couches are cozy. So are chairs big enough for 2. Just be careful not to get stuck. Step 4. Look at the book's cover. Can you guess what it's about? Read the title. That might be a clue, right? Would you want to read this book? The Princess, the Dragon, and the Robber. That sounds like fun. Step 5. Open the book. This is the exciting part. Read the story in a loud, clear voice. Not too slow and not too fast. You can point to words if you like, but you don't have to do that. How does our story begin? Once upon a time. Da da da. Step 6. When the characters talk, whatever's being said, say it in a voice to match who's talking. I will save the kingdom. I am the most powerful in all the land. I am hungry. Soon the castle will be mine. Beep. How did I do with the voices? Step 7. No matter what you read, hold the book so your buddy can see the pictures. Buddies get impatient when they can't see well. Step 8. If there are words you don't know, try sounding them out or looking at the picture to see what makes sense. Or you could ask somebody at home. They were afraid the dragon would burn down the castle. Let me read that again now. They were afraid the dragon would burn down the castle. That makes sense. If you need a break, you can pause for a minute and talk to your reading buddy to predict what might happen next. Oh, that is one of my favorite parts. Will the castle catch on fire? Will the princess tame the dragon? Will the robot marry the princess? Will the horse make friends with the dragon? Will the dragon eat them all for lunch? What's going to happen? What's your prediction? Step 9. When you get to the exciting parts, make your voice sound exciting too. Who dares disturb me in my cave? The dragon growled. Oh dear, oh no! The robot was so scared all his metal parts rattled. What would they do? But the princess tackled the dragon and held him down. You must promise you will leave our kingdom in peace. Will the dragon listen? When you and your buddy can't stand it a second longer, turn the pages to read how things work out. The dragon promised and decided it was better being friends, and they all lived happily ever after. Step 10. When the book is over, say the end. And then, if it was a really good story, go right back to the beginning and start all over again. The end. And that, kids, that is how to read a story. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. I hope you enjoyed that one. That is a beautiful book indeed, with a beautiful story and of course a beautiful lesson for us. Just remember, find that cozy spot, find your favorite book, sit in that corner and enjoy it. Enjoy watching the characters come to life in your books. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. I know if you're here, you love books. I love books too, and I want you to read as many stories as you can, and I am happy that we're here to share great stories together. Thank you so much for joining in today, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that story, but remember, story time is not done. We are back here in the morning again, bright and early, 10:30 Pacific time, and tomorrow we will be reading The Bread Pet. Find out what that one is all about. And of course, find out the lesson that this book has for us. Do join us for that one tomorrow. But today, that was How to Read a Story, written by Kate Messner and Mark Siegel. And of course, we were reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. And if you remember, Kate Messner and Mark Siegel also brought us How to Write a Story. And I think the important part at the end as well was, if you read a story, don't read it once. Read it again and again and again if you love it. And of course, you can come back and find this story right here. You can find it at your local library. And of course, you can check out the link as well and see if you can have a copy to own at home. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. Absolutely love it. Thank you for joining in. Let us see one more time who was with us. Harmony Beth. I hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you so much for joining in as always. Ellen Edwards in Chicago. I am glad you were here. And Brave Man, Gibbs and Lucy and Wally, absolutely love it that you were here. I am glad to see you back. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you are doing well. Thank you, thank you. And of course, Sharon Lungo and Soraya, appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope you find all those cozy places to read great books together. And of course, sometimes it's just great to read alone and get lost in the worlds that the books create. Thank you so much for joining in today, Soraya and Sharon Lungo. And of course, you say, that was a good book. I love it so much. Lucy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You make my selections feel so much better. Thank you. And please, if there are any recommendations, please do send them along to me, and I will gladly try and read your stories here as much as possible, permissions allowing. Thank you so much. And Wally, you said that's a Wally book. All right. Good job. That makes me happy, Wally. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in Story Time. I hope you enjoyed that book, of course, like Lucy did and Wally did as well. Thank you so much. Do join in tomorrow for The Bread Pet. I will be right here bright and early reading that with you. Thank you so much. Please have yourselves a beautiful day. Much love from me as always, and I will see you in the morning. Shamar in Mayfield, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in, and your work crew, good morning to you. Zaye Leilani, thank you so much. Shamarin, you're on CP time. You are perfectly fine. All right, thank you so much for joining in. I will see you tomorrow, and we'll be right here back for The Bread Pet. Do join in for that one. Thank you so much for joining in. Much love as always, and I will see you in the morning. Bye-bye.